Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk to Ruth Live. My name is Ruth Finney, and this is the You Can Talk show, I guess you could say. And tonight, I have accepted a challenge. So I will be doing the either or challenge, which was originally created by another YouTube content creator named GFree. Hey, YouTube Court TV, how you doing? Good to see you. First in the building, at least first in the chat, at least from what I can see. I saw that awesome room you had put together with your little mugs and all that nice gear. Very nice, very nice. I know you enjoy that room and probably spend a lot of time in there. Men first, like always. Good. I love it. I'm not mad about it. Not one bit. Yeah, that was a really nice room. I was like, look at him. And a little microphone cover with your face on there. Very nice. I got to get some gear going. I definitely got to get some gear going. So I can be on YouTube Court TV's little step. Hello, the Crockett Way. How are you? Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you so much for that wisdom you shared on Vern's Junk Closets, honoring the heroes. And congratulations to you for getting that nursing degree. I know that was no easy feat, especially having a family and doing that. So kudos to you. Hey, DZ Gameplay, how are you? Welcome in. I haven't seen you in a minute out here in these YouTube streets. We haven't been crossing paths that much, I don't think. Let's see, new family here. Yes, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. So are you. I was admiring you the Crockett Way. Also, while you were there, you looked gorgeous. Yes, it was not at all easy. I know it was not. I can only imagine. I was blessed not to have to do school while being married or having kids. I tried to get all that done before. So I kudos to you moms out there and you men out there who are getting that education in the midst of doing life. Y'all have mad respect from me, mad respect. So please know that. You've been busy, DZ Gameplay? Have you been playing games? Is that what you've been busy doing? Or just hanging out, doing life? I was smart. I was smart, yeah. I think I'm thankful. I knew I wanted to try to get it done. Yeah. So I'm going to wait and maybe it's like 8:33. I'm going to wait about 2 more minutes and then I'm going to get started on this challenge, right? This either or challenge. And stick around because I'm going to answer these questions. And then towards the end, actually about midway through, I'm going to switch this up a little bit. And I have some questions for you all. And I call it hey, Triple C and Joe, how you doing? Hey, good to see you. Welcome in the building. It's a light night tonight. Yes, a challenge. V loves TNN. How are you? Yes, I have accepted a challenge. Yes, I was challenged by Coach Sherri, another YouTube content creator. And I think this GFree, another content creator, is one who originally created it. And so they've been passing it around and they challenged me. And I thought since I have quite a few new subscribers lately, it'd be a good opportunity for them to get to know me. And, I'm always still trying to get to know you all, this Talk family. So I have switched it up and I have some questions for you all as well. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Kind of a lighthearted, fun night, but hopefully you all will enjoy it. You'll learn a lot about me and I'm going to learn a lot about you and you all are going to learn some things about yourselves, I'm sure. So welcome. I appreciate everybody being here. I hope everyone's had a good day. It's been cool here in Texas, breezy and no rain, but just cool. I'm here in Texas, so This is my kind of weather. I love fall. It is my absolute favorite time of the year. I've got my house decorated with my fall decorations. I have a fall tree up. I put up a whole tree, decorated it just for fall. So I'm pretty pleased and excited about that. So I'm good to go. I'm ready. How are y'all today? Y'all doing good? Did y'all have a good weekend? Y'all been watching football or, participating in different kinds of activities, hanging out at the house? What's been going on with you all? Yes. So, all right, it is 8:35, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on these questions. Let me switch over to my banners here. All right, so the first question on this either or challenge is whether or not I like coffee or tea. So I am not a coffee drinker at all. I do not like the taste of coffee. I don't like anything coffee flavored or anything. So I'm all about the tea. I like green tea. I like black currant tea. And any kind of mint, like peppermint, spearmint, any kind of mint tea, like I can drink it all day. It's so good. And I don't even need it sweetened. I don't even prefer for there to be sugar in it. I kind of like it, the natural taste of the tea, and then whatever flavor of tea that I have. So that is that. The next one is cat or dog. I am highly, highly, highly allergic to cats. I can be if I'm in the same room as a cat, or if I've been in a room where a cat has been, I will immediately start to have a flare up. Hey, Nevin, how you doing? Boo. I'm getting booed already. Yes, you cat lovers, I'm so sorry. I think they're interesting creatures, but we definitely don't get along. So I'm not about the cats, but I am a dogs. I love dogs. I like big dogs. I don't own any pets because my life just doesn't accommodate that right now. But hello, Joyce Luna. You too with the cats. Nice to meet you. Welcome in. So yes, we don't get along. I will immediately start having asthma attack, trouble breathing, flare-ups and everything. Boo on the coffee too. I know you coffee lovers, you coffee connoisseurs. I know it is so important for you all to have your coffee. I'm naturally energetic person, and coffee it just would make me more. And it's not even so much that I just don't care for the taste of it. It always leaves an aftertaste in my mouth that I just don't like. So that's a no on the coffee, a no on the cats. All right, the next one, and I like big dogs. I do like big dogs. I like Great Danes, those Cane Corsos. I think they're beautiful dogs, Labs, big, beautiful dogs. I did own a little Pekingese once, but he would not potty train. He was so stubborn, so I had to do away with him. Unfortunately, I handed him to another family who kept him for many years and got him to behave. So that was the end of my reign with dogs. All right, the next one is pool or beach. I absolutely love the beach. I try to do an island vacation every year, if not twice a year. Since this COVID thing has happened, it has put a complete stop and halt to my beach vacations. But anytime I have an option, I'm going to the beach. I love the ocean. I love to swim. I am the one doing all that, snorkeling. I like to snuba. For those of you, I don't have my scuba license, but for those of you who don't know what snuba is where they put a mask on you just like a scuba mask. But the tank is actually sitting up at the top of the water connected to the boat. And there's a long hose that comes down that allows you to be able to breathe. Hey, Burns, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. I appreciate that. Heroes, the live that you did earlier, so educational and so helpful. So thank you so much. Yes. All right. So I'm doing the challenge, Burns, that I think you challenged Coach Sherri and Coach Sherri challenged me. So here I am, but stick around because I got a twist to this midway through. So I have some questions for you all as well that I want you all to answer. All right. So don't disappear on me. All right. The next one, so I'm all about the beach. I've been to a lot of islands. I would like to have a vacation home on an island one day. I don't know exactly which one that'll be because I don't know what island that I want to just stay at forever. But I definitely want to have a vacation home, if not a retirement home, on a beach one day. So looking over the water. But yes, I love to do all water sports. I don't water ski very well, but I love doing jet skis and paddle boating and just, canoeing, kayaking, all that. I love it. Like I'm all about the water. So for sure, you're going to see me in the water. The next one is sweet wine or dry wine. You want a house in Bermuda? Okay. Bermuda. I've actually not been to Bermuda. So I've been to quite a few of the Caribbean islands, but I definitely would like to visit Bermuda. I still have a huge list of islands to visit. So you think you've seen one beach, you've seen them all, but they really are all very different. And I appreciate seeing all the differences of the islands that I go to. Sweet wine or dry wine. I'm not a huge wine drinker, but if I am going to be drinking it, for sure it's going to be sweet. I love my blush wines. I love sweet red wines, and I love port wines, those nice sweet dessert wines. I don't like dry, bitter wines, and I don't like white wines. So that is where I am on the wine. Red or blue? I am definitely all about the blue. I have so many different shades of blue in my house. I have navy in my living room. You can see I like country blue, navy blues, cowboy blues, go Cowboys. I have like a soft, seafoam kind of turquoise bluish in my bedroom. I'm all about blue. So I love sky blues and all the shades of blues, this beautiful blues. I'm all about it, but I do like red too. And you will catch me in some red because red is a nice power color that I like to wear every once in a while. Not the Cowboys. Yes, that cowboy blue. Let me tell you about it. All right. The next one is television or movies. I am all about the movies. I can go weeks without ever turning on the television. So I do not, TV is not something I have to have, but I'm definitely all about my movies. I love action. I love sci-fi. I like chick flicks too. I'm all about the chick flicks too. So, but some of my I love old world movies. Some of my favorite movies of all time are probably The Matrix. I loved, what's that? What else? What movies? Trying to think of a few that are just my favorite. Lord of the Rings, all of the Lord of the Rings movies. And then I love a lot of actors everything that they do. Of course, Denzel. I love Charlize Theron. So many, Tom Hanks, Scarlett Johansson, Kevin Costner, Leonardo DiCaprio. Like these are some of my favorite people that, everything they do, Viola Davis, Angela Bassett, Angelina Jolie, anything they put out, I'm going to see it. So I'm definitely all about the movies. Love and basketball. Yes, I love all those films. Let's see. Am I an Aries? No, I'm actually a Sagittarius. I'm a December baby. Yes, but I'm early in December, so it's kind of good. So I don't have to, my parents were always pretty good about getting me being able to have like a birthday party and Christmas. It didn't get merged together. They still kept it separate for me. So I was kind of blessed in that way that it was early enough in December that I didn't get cheated. Hey, Titus, how you doing, brother-in-law? Let's see. Uptown Saturday Night is your movie. Uptown Saturday Night. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I love movies. I love all that good stuff. So what else do we have here? The next one is physical book or audiobook. I definitely love physical books. I love turning the pages. I love the smell of a good book. I right now I'm reading Marie Forleo's book, her latest book. That's probably and then I just read Mrs. Obama's book as well. Those are the two books that I read this year. Everything else, I've been so busy, I haven't been able to get too many books in, as many books as I would like to get in. But yeah, those are books that I'm reading right now. And I definitely have the paper copies because I like hard book covers, not so much the soft ones. So I'm all about that. I look at computer screens all day long. So that's kind of another reason why I don't necessarily like looking at audio. Well, I like audiobooks when I'm in the car. When I'm in the car on my way to work, I will listen to an audiobook sometimes. And mostly the only thing I listen to on an audiobook is the Bible, because I find that it's a good way for me to get it in, and I can just listen to those scriptures and stuff. So I do have like an audio Bible book that I like to listen to, like on the way to work sometimes. All right. Next we have summer or winter. Summer or winter. The only thing I like about the summer is the long days, that I get more sunlight during the day. That's pretty much the only thing. I guess I prefer winter, but winters here in Texas are mild. So we don't have snow. I have been up in the East Coast. I've been up in Alaska, and when it was like cold. And so I know what cold is, and I don't think I would do well living in that kind of climate. I can tell you that. So our winters here in Texas are pretty mild. So I can say that I like winter here because we don't have to deal with all that heavy snow like you all have, like there is up in Massachusetts and New York and Washington State. Like that's some real cold. That's some real cold. So I know all about that cold, and I'm not about it. So yes, you have a free gift for me. Okay, I hope it's not snow. But I do want to go snow skiing one day. I'm not done. I haven't done a lot of playtime in the snow. So I kind of want to do some of that and see what that's about, because I want to go snowmobiling. That's what I want to do. I want to try that because I haven't done that. Spring or fall, I'm super adventurous, in case you haven't noticed already. Super adventurous. Spring or fall, I absolutely love fall. This is my favorite time of the year. Let's see, a box of snow. It will be there by Halloween. A box of snow. Okay. Hopefully it'll be melted. I think it has snowed in my lifetime in Texas. Here it snowed maybe like 3 or 4 times that I've known about, that I can speak of in my lifetime. So yeah, and it was pretty cool, but it was gone like within a week. And so we all, of course, our city and our state completely shuts down with snow because we don't know how to deal with snow. So the thought of having to go to work and drive in snow and all that kind of stuff is just like, what? It's snowing. What do you mean you want me to leave my house? So yeah, we're pretty wimpy here when it comes to snow in Texas. We don't do snow. So but as long as it's light, we shut our state shuts down and we stay home. So hey, Eve Belize, how are you? Welcome. I am doing the either or challenge that I was challenged by Coach Sherri. So I'm here answering these questions, and then in a little bit, when I finish these questions, I have some questions for you all. Okay. All right. So that's spring or fall. So I have to say fall. I love fall. I love hiking. I love nature. So, and it's just beautiful in Texas during the fall, all the, color changes and things such as that. So I'm all about that. Let's see. You must be south of Texas. Yeah, because it does snow up in North Texas. I am down south. Yeah. I used to live in Lubbock. Yes, it absolutely snows in Lubbock. And yes. Yes, it does shut down. The city shut down. Absolutely. Because we don't do snow like that. All right. The next one is cake or pie. I love cake. I love both, but I really do like cake. I like the different things that you can do with cake. I like all kinds of cakes. Most cake I like is cake with fruit and nuts. So if any kind of cake that has like fruit or nuts in it, I'm typically all about it. But I do love pie. And Burns, I believe when I watched yours, you said you make a really good sweet potato pie. I will challenge you any day on my sweet potato pie. Okay. I make the best sweet potato pie, hands down. And I would challenge you on that any day. I promise you. Okay. So yes, I do. But if I have my preference, I love cake. I love pineapple upside down cake, pina colada cakes, strawberry cakes, stuff like that. Even fruit cake. I even like fruit cake. So yeah, anything with fruits and nuts in it, I typically am all about it. All right. The next one is apples or oranges. I eat an apple every day. So 5 days a week for sure, if not 6. But yes, I'm all about the eating an apple every day. So it's just my go-to fruit. I can eat it year round. I am a bit of a fruit snob. I do like to eat only organic. So I will buy some or non-organic fruit like grapes. Like I won't buy organic grapes, but mostly everything else. Like I can really taste the difference between an organic apple and a regular apple. And apples are something I can get year round. So, and I've never been to an apple orchard, believe it or not. How crazy is that, right? And so I really want to go. I see people up north going to all these apple orchards and I'm like, man, I want to do that. I need to do that one day. So yes. Let's see, a challenge on the sweet potato pie. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will challenge anybody. I've had all the famous star sweet potato pies and mine's better. Mine is better. All right. Jazz or R&B? Ooh, this one was a tough one because I really like both. I love jazz. I love R&B. It just depends on what mood I'm in. Some of my all-time favorite R&B artists, old school and new school. I love Anthony Hamilton. I love Jill Scott. I love Brian McKnight. Some of my old school people, I'd have to say, let's see, just Anita Baker, jazz people. I love. My favorite song in the world is Cruising by Smokey Robinson. I can listen to that song over and over and over again. I never get tired of that song. And I was actually over on Blacklight Records channel one night and he was taking requests and he's like, hey, you're here, let me sing you a song. And he sang Cruising to me. Whew, it was nice. He did a very good job with it. So I was super excited that he sang that to me. And it was just, he did such a phenomenal job with it. I was so excited. So kudos to you and thank you, Blacklight Records, if you catch this replay. So yes, I love jazz. I love R&B. I love, let's see, some of the jazz artists I love are, Coltrane. I love Coltrane. I love, who else? Duke Ellington. I love Kenny G, Grover Washington Jr. Those are definitely some of my favorite jazz artists. I love listening to jazz and I love jazz live. And so like anytime I go to New Orleans, I love going to New Orleans because every restaurant you go to, they play live jazz music. And I think it's just awesome. I'm like, why can't we have this, you know, and we live every once in a while, like we'll go on a date night and go into Austin. We're about an hour out of Austin and they play a lot of live music there in different restaurants. So sometimes we can catch live music there as well, which is pretty cool. Hello, Eliza Gill. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I am doing a challenge tonight. I've been challenged. So this is what Herbie Hancock. Yes, I like him. Hey, thanks. How are you? Welcome. I'm just seeing you come in. Boney James, absolutely. Yes, one of my favorites. Yes, Boney James for sure. Like I'm trying to think of all these people. Oh, Titus says he'll be the judge. Titus, you haven't had my sweet potato pie, brother-in-law. I need to get you some for sure. Like for real, for real. Smokey Robinson. Let's see. Yes, I love Smokey Robinson. He's my absolute favorite. And his song Cruisin' is my favorite song in the world. I can listen to that song over and over again. I never get tired of it. You're doing good. Good. Hello, Vernell Livingston. How are you? Welcome in. I'm doing a challenge tonight. I am been challenged by, please do, that's his favorite. I definitely will, Titus. I will make sure I make a special pie just for you. I promise you I will. So you can back me up. All right. Concert or recorded music. I love concerts, but I guess I love recorded music just because I can, get it whenever I want it. But I love going to concerts. I love live anything. I love live shows. I love live plays. I love live, like, professional games. Like, I love going to professional football games, professional basketball games. Like, I love everything live. So I love live concerts. I like the feel. I like the energy of everything that you get with things that are live. So if I prefer a concert, but concerts have gotten so expensive now, it's hard to afford. But the last person I saw live in concert was Jill Scott, and it was phenomenal. It was just absolutely phenomenal. So yes, I'm all about the live concerts when I can catch one. Hello, Conversations with Dee. Good to see you. Welcome. All right. So the next one is water or juice. I'm all about the water. I try to drink, at least my goal is always a gallon a day. Most of the time I get it in. Some days I don't. It just depends on how I'm feeling, or if it's cold, or like when it's cold outside, I find that I have a harder time getting that gallon of water in. But that's my goal. I typically don't drink much of anything else. I will have a little glass of juice sometimes with my dinner on occasion, but I'm all about the water. So yes, and I have no problems drinking it. I prefer it room temperature. I do prefer it room temperature. So. And I'm okay with it having some flavors in it too. All right, sandals or boots. I live here in Texas, so we wear a lot of sandals. And even though a lot of people wear boots in Texas, I have big calves, so I always have a hard time finding calves, like boots that fit over my calf sometimes. So that's my only thing with boots. And also they tend to have high heels on them, and I'm already tall. For those of you who all don't know, I'm 5'10", so I don't need anything that's going to make me any taller. I typically like to wear flats, Joe. So there's just a little extra info about me. Let's see, hat or no hat. I love hats. I love seeing women in hats. I love, like, going to Sunday services and seeing all the beautiful hats. I grew up going to East Texas in the summers, and they all down in the country wore those beautiful Sunday hats. And oh my goodness, it was like a show. So I love seeing hats. But again, I'm tall, so I don't like to wear anything that's going to add height to me. So typically I have to say no hat on that one. But I do love hats, and I love seeing women in hats. And I will throw on a baseball cap or something like that. So for sure. Braids or bun? I'm all about the braids. You will see me in braids always. Always. I'm all about the protective hairstyles. I'm all about braids, and I love doing different things with them. And they just fit my lifestyle. I do let my hair down like once, maybe twice a year, and usually during this time. So don't be surprised if one day you pop up in here and I will have my hair down, but I hardly ever keep it down for more than a week or two. So if you catch it, you catch it. If not, if you missed it, you just missed it. But yeah, I'm all about the braids. Black and white or color. I am definitely a color person. I'm all about color. It just fits my personality. I love wearing different colors. I love wearing bright colors and soft colors. And I do wear some black and white, but I'm definitely all about color. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm lively. I'm energetic. I'm adventurous, and color just fits my life. So I'm all about color. Okay. The next one is talking or texting. I think y'all know the answer to that one. I am all about the talking. In fact, I talk to text. I use my talk to text on my phone, so I don't even like to text. But all my little millennial cousins like to text me to death, so I will talk text to them. Fireplace or campfire. I'm all about the fireplace. I do love campfires. I don't get to camp a lot, but I think they're awesome. You know, campfires on the beach are beautiful, but I'm definitely more probably a fireplace. We don't have a fireplace in our house right now, but the last house I had, I did have a fireplace in it and I absolutely loved it. And maybe again in the future, I'll have a fireplace, but they're definitely in Texas more for decor here because it just doesn't get that cold. So it's definitely more for decor here. The next one is, okay, so we're done. I'm done with that. So there's all my either or questions for that. So now I'm flipping this thing around and this is for you all. Okay. These are some things I want to know about you. So get your little typing hands ready. Yeah. Oh, a Sagittarius in the building. Eve, good for you. Welcome, my sister, my Sagittarius sister. Yes. Okay. So my first question for you all I'm going to call this the Know Thyself Challenge, the Know Thyself Challenge, because I'm all about communicating. I'm all about communication. And so the best way that we can, teach others how to communicate for us is to know who we are and how we like to be communicated to. Hey, the positive pusher, how you doing? Welcome, 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 welcome in. Happy birthday. Are you enjoying your birthday weekend down there at the beach? Did you get your pool time in? I hope you did. Down there in Padre, beautiful, beautiful place. Water is usually nice down there. All right, so here is the Know Thyself questions. So these are the first questions I have for you all. So get your typing hands ready and let me know what you all like. Okay. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do this. Okay, so the first one is, do you prefer to talk on the phone or do you prefer talking in person? All these questions are going to be related to communication. Obviously, this is a communication channel, and I want to make sure that I stay true to doing what I do on this channel. So that is my first question for you all. Do you prefer to talk on the phone or in person? So you all can drop that in the chat and let me know what it is you like to do. It depends on who it is. Okay, depends on who it is. Let me see if I can just switch back. In person. Eve Belize says in person. Eliza Gill says over the phone. Okay, over the phone. Nevin says both. I personally like to talk in person. I love being in front of people, chatting with people, doing lunch with people. I love talking to people, but I do talk on the phone. All my talking on the phone, I do in the car. Thank God for Bluetooth. On the way home, I have long commutes back and forth to work. So that's typically when I do a lot of my phone talking. When I get home, I try not to be on the phone at all. That is my family time. So if I'm talking to somebody on the phone, it's usually my mother or kind of an emergent situation, like my friends are calling, we want to know something, or we might be doing a Zoom meeting or something like that. But I don't spend a lot of time on the phone. When that garage goes down in my car, my phone goes off. So I don't do much talking on the phone. All right. Let's see. Yes, you like to read body language. Eve Belize says she likes to read body language. I agree. I like the body language. I like the facial expressions. I like seeing all of it. So I like taking it all in. All right, the next one is, do you like to hear good news first or bad news? So which do you prefer? Do you prefer to hear good news first or the bad news? For me personally, I like hearing the bad news first so that I can end with the dessert. So if it's something bad, at least I have something to look forward to. V says she likes the bad news first. Okay, bad news first. Eve Belize says good news first. Good news. Eliza Gill says good news first. Okay. Good deal. Okay. Yes, the bad first. Vern says she likes to hear the bad news first. Okay. Nevin says good news. He wants to hear the good news first. Cool. Positive Pusher says bad news. Bad news. Okay. The next one is, are you outspoken or are you soft-spoken? Are you outspoken or soft-spoken? I'm definitely, I would say outspoken. I'm not loud, but I'm definitely outspoken. I'm definitely going to share my opinion. I'm definitely going to give my insight. I'm definitely going to let people know what I'm thinking. So yes, I'm definitely going to say that I'm outspoken. I'm not soft spoken. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to speak my mind and make sure that my voice is heard, and people hear what I have to say. So that's typically my personality. All right, most people seem to be outspoken. Eve Belize says she's outspoken. The Positive Pusher says she's outspoken. Eliza Gill is outspoken. Very good. Vern's Junk Closet is outspoken. Is anyone in here soft spoken? No? Okay, well, I'm glad because I think no one's going to advocate for you better than yourself. So if you're a soft-spoken person, a lot of times that can cause problems where people, don't want to take you seriously or think that, you're not confident in what you're saying. So I can imagine. Nevin says he's a little soft-spoken. It's okay, nephew. It's all right. You'll as you get older, you'll become more outspoken, I'm sure. Okay, so when you're dealing with a situation, do you prefer to talk about it or do you prefer to think about it? Okay, do you prefer to talk about it or do you prefer to think about it when you're dealing with something? For me personally, I like to think about it for a little bit and then I'm ready to talk about it. So I'm always going to be ready to talk about it, but I do like to take the time to think about what I want to say, what my intentions are, what my approach is going to be, what I hope the outcome to be. So I like to think about that, and then I'm definitely need to talk about it. I do not do well holding things in. Nevin, let's see. V says, think about it. Eve says, think about it first. Thanks says both talk and think. Nevin says, think. Eliza Gale says both. Vern says, think about it. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. The next one is, are you a confronter or are you an avoider? Are you a confronter or are you an avoider? Do you prefer to avoid those difficult conversations or do you prefer to confront people about those conversations? Positive says both. Both. Thanks says both. Okay, good deal. Confront. Okay. I definitely confront head on. I hear you, Eve. I hear you. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. It depends on the human. Okay, it depends on the human, right? And let's see, Vern says, I am going to, oh, thank you. IG me on something. Okay, thank you. I'll look for that. Nevin says, confront, and oh, that was for positive. I'm sorry, Burns. Okay, so yes, I definitely am a confronter. I like to avoid arguments, but I definitely like to confront issues that I feel need to be dealt with so that we can get back to a state of mind of peace. I'm all about peace in my life. So, all right, the next one is, are you more facial expressions? Do you use more facial expressions when you talk, or do you use more hand gestures? Do you use more facial expressions or do you use more hand gestures? I use more facial expressions. I always have to watch my facial expressions, and I find the best way to cover up a facial expression is to smile. So if you don't want people to know what you're thinking, just keep a smile on your face, and then you can have all your thoughts behind that smile. So yeah, I'm definitely facial expressions, because I used to be the one was like, what? Like, oh, I would be making all those facial expressions. So I've definitely had to check my facial expressions over the years. So both. Okay. Positive says both. Believe says both. Eliza Gale says both. Thanks says both. Thanks says depends on the conversation. A smile is the hardest thing to fathom. Okay. A smile is the hardest thing to fathom. Okay. Yes. So I'm definitely more a facial expressions person. Now, when I'm up teaching and talking, I will use some hand gestures, but I'm definitely more facial expressions. Titus says facial expressions. All right, good deal. All right, the next one is, do you prefer verbal communication or written communication? You prefer verbal communication or written communication? For me, this kind of depends on whether the person has a heavy accent. Sometimes people from other countries, I have a hard time, deciphering some of their English words, especially if their conjugations are not the same. Like I had a good friend who was from the Philippines that I worked with for years, and she would, say things like, I'd say hippopotamus, and she would say hippopotamus. Yeah, she would say hippopotamus. And so, those kind of things. And I'm like, okay, I know they're speaking English, but I'm having a difficult time understanding the words coming out of their mouth. So yeah, sometimes it can be very, very difficult but I do prefer verbal communication, and I like written communication also if it's for someone that I should probably have written communication from, because they'll say that they didn't say it. So if I'm dealing with somebody who's like, I didn't say that. No, that wasn't me. I don't remember us having that conversation. So those type of people, I usually do written conversation with. Positive says, I try to have a poker face if possible, so people can't read me. Okay, very good. Very good. Positive says verbal. Eliza Gale says verbal. All right. Most of you all are about the verbal communication. Thanks says it depends on the purpose. When I need to get my point across, unrestrained during a heavy topic, I write for clarity. It forces me to think. I think that is phenomenal. Thanks. And that is so true. When I'm really mulling over something and trying to process something, I absolutely write. I'm a huge writer. But when I'm talking to people, I prefer to have verbal communication. But for myself and the way I process my thoughts and the way I, think about things, I absolutely love writing it down. I'm a big journaler. I love to journal, and I love to write and all that. So I think that's phenomenal. Thanks. All right. Are you a fast talker or a slow talker? Are you a fast talker or a slow talker? I would say that I'm definitely a bit of a slow talker, just because I like for people to understand what I'm saying. And sometimes when people talk too fast, they miss important key things that I want them to understand. So I tend to try to be very, not too slow, but slow and concise rather than fast. Fast talkers sometimes I think are trying to pull something over on me. And I know that's a preconceived judgment, but sometimes I feel like fast talkers are trying to pull things over on me. Vern says she's from New York, so it's all fast. That's so true. I've been up in New York, and for sure people talk fast, and they do not have patience at all for slow talkers, like zero patience. It's like, okay, make this quick, hurry up. Like, what are you trying to say? What are you asking me? They'll finish up your sentence before you even get a chance to think about what the entire sentence is. So yes. E believes that she's in the middle. Nevin says he's in the middle. Thanks says she's a fast thinker. I try to talk clinically, but I end up speaking quick sometimes. Then thanks. I'm sorry. I'm thinking you're a woman, but you may be a man. I'm not sure. Are you a woman? Thanks. I don't want to use the wrong thing. Let's see. Titus says slow and easy talking. The positive pusher says, I think I talk fast. Vern says true. Yes, true. People, yes, you all up there in New York can be impatient with us slow talkers. All right. Do you prefer to use proper words or slang words? Female. Okay. Human type. Okay. I figured you were, but I didn't want to make that assumption because you don't have a channel. So I don't want to assume the wrong thing. All right. Proper words or slang words? Proper words or slang words? I definitely use more proper words. But I do like slang. I like understanding slang. I like learning different words, period. Especially from other cultures, because they're just interesting. Proper, most people both. Eve says both. Eliza Gale says both. We use proper and slang. Yes, for sure. All right. Proper unless around military friends. Okay. Yeah. Certain environments for sure cause us to have to speak properly versus using slang words. So yeah, our environment can make a big difference. All right. Are you an agitator or a peacemaker? Are you an agitator or a peacemaker? Be honest. Be honest. You like to keep things stirred up, or do you like to keep peace? Are you the one that likes to try to keep people calm, make sure everyone's getting along? Or do you like to kind of, stir it up a little bit and kind of watch the fireworks fly? Okay. Eliza Gale says she's a peacemaker. The positive says she is a peacemaker. Okay, good deal. I am a peacemaker for sure. I'm a peacemaker. But I know there are definitely some agitators out there who love to kind of shake things up a little bit and get the party started. Peacemaker, you hate drama. Yes, yes, I hate drama too. I hate watching those shows like just those high drama shows where it's like everybody's just pop, 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 back and forth. Eve says she's an agitator if you get on my wrong side, but I do not like problems. Okay. Okay, well let's stay on Eve's good side. All right, here's the next one. All right, do you give in or do you fight to the end? Do you give in or do you fight to the end? Thanks says, it depends. I'm a peacemaker until I get agitated. Then I cut to the truth appears to be agitating. Okay, to send me. Okay. So she cuts to the truth. It depends if she's agitated. Okay, Eve believes is laughing. She fights to the end. Yeah. Thanks says, I choose my battles. Eliza says both. I definitely, I don't know. I'm going to have to say I fight to the end too. I fight to the end. Yeah. And then until the Lord convicts me, unless God convicts me, then I'll give in. I'll say, okay, God, I hear you. Let me try to, rein this in or bring some peace back to the situation. So yeah, definitely. But my nature is to fight to the end for sure. That's my nature. God's grace allows me to give in. Okay, so do you prefer to hear a joke or a story? You prefer to hear a joke or a story? I love a good story. I'm all about storytelling. So if you enjoy a good story or if you prefer to hear a joke and laugh, then let me know. I'm curious. Burns is a fight to the end. Positive is a fight to the end. Eliza Gale says amen. Nevin says both. Eliza Gale says a story. Positive says, or should I say I never give up? Yes, never give up. Eblee says both. She loves to laugh. She loves the joke and the story. I do. I love both myself. But if I have my preference, I'd rather hear a good story because stories stay with me longer. For some reason, I forget jokes. I can hear like the best jokes, but I forget them. And I'm like, oh man, somebody told me this funny joke. I don't remember it. So I have to say story because I tend to remember them better. I remember a story better than I will a joke. All right. Anger. Do you let it out or do you hold it in? Your anger. Do you let your anger out or do you hold it in? Hmm? My own jokes. Titus likes his own jokes. Positive says both. She likes jokes and okay. Yes, anger. Do you let it out or hold it in? I definitely have to let my anger out. I do not do well holding my anger in. I will hold it in just long enough for me to think about it and kind of get it under control so that it doesn't allow me to say words that I should not be saying or hurt anyone's feeling. So I definitely have to say I hold it out. I hold it in until I'm ready to let it out. But it's definitely going to come out. It's definitely going to come out. But I try to get some love and grace around it before I just let it come out and start throwing daggers at people. So Eve says she likes to shout it out, not holding nothing in. She's not holding nothing in. Eliza Gale says, let it out and hold it in. Okay. Yeah, if I'm super angry about it, I'm gonna hold it in because I know I'm gonna cut you up. I'm gonna slice you up. So I try to hold it in for as long as I can until I can, process it, let God deal with me a little bit with it, and then I'm good. And then we can talk about it. So let it out like a tea kettle. Woo! it blows a whistle for you, huh? It blows a whistle. All right. I hear you. All right. Do you nag and fuss or do you yell and holler? Do you nag and fuss or do you yell and holler? I'll probably, I'm not a big yeller or hollerer, so I'd have to say nag and fuss on this one. I'd have to say nag and fuss on this one. So just because I'm not a big yeller and hollerer, if you got me to a point where I'm yelling, nag and fuss is that sort of like bickering, like, that thing that people do sort of under their breath as they're walking away. It's like, well, if you had said this, I wouldn't have did this. Or if you'd have done this and that, well, if you would do this, then we wouldn't be dealing with that, versus I told you that, and you did this, and if you had done that. So to me, that's kind of the difference. So do you nag and fuss, or do you yell and holler? So I probably nag and fuss. I definitely nag and fuss probably. If I'm yelling and hollering, it's because, which I have done before for sure. Like I have done some yelling and hollering in my lifetime with just the right people. So yeah, but I tend to nag and fuss. All right. Do you prefer a handwritten note or a text? You prefer a handwritten note or a text? Nag, sometimes yell. Yeah, nag and sometimes yell. Okay. No problem. Handwritten note or text? Handwritten, thanks, says handwritten. It's not what you say, but how you say it. Yes, absolutely. Welcome in, Inspire Me. Welcome in. You prefer a text. You prefer a text. Okay, nice. I like both. I kind of like both. It depends. My husband and I, when we first started dating back, it's like 20, 30 years ago. I say 20 years ago. We used to write long notes to each other. And so I still have a lot of those notes that we wrote to each other when we were 19, and we pulled them out for our older children to look at, and they just died laughing. They thought it was so funny because they were like, Dad never wrote a note. He never wrote a letter to anybody. And I was like, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And here they are. And they just thought it was the funniest thing, imagining their dad sitting down and writing a note. But that's what we used to do back in the day. We didn't have text. We didn't have phones. We didn't have all this stuff that, they have now. I couldn't send an IG. I couldn't be like, hey, I'm an IG you. No, we wrote a letter and we put it in the mail and waited for days and checked the mail every day, waiting for that letter to come. And we were excited about it. And we kept them in little shoe boxes and stuff like that. So I actually still have a lot of notes. Yes, if you got some letters from basic training, I can imagine how much you cherish those, for sure. Or if you've been incarcerated, I can imagine you cherish those letters as well. Yes. All right. So good. Most of y'all, few people said notes. Titus says he's old school. So Titus, are you still writing letters, brother-in-law? Are you still writing letters to my sister? That'll be good to know. I'm interested to know. All right. Are you hard to read, or do you wear your heart on your sleeve? Inspire Me says, it's always good to have proof and memories. My mom saved our report cards, yes, from when I was younger. Yes, my mom still has all of our report cards too, my early elementary school report cards. My mom kept everything. She was a little bit of a mouth hoarder. I won't. Hey, Shanita Me randomly. Are you here? Are you here to observe and take notes? Oh my goodness. Look, now I'm getting nervous every time you come in the room. Shanita Me randomly, everyone, has a YouTube channel, and she does a lot of spoofing of people. And she's just phenomenal at it. She really is phenomenal. I know I'm gonna see her on Saturday Night Live one day. We're gonna see her on Saturday Night Live one day. I'm the first to say it, or I may not be the first to say it, but I'm definitely gonna say it. Heart on my sleeve. Equally says heart on my sleeve. Shanita says heart on my sleeve when it comes to my kids. Okay. Positive pusher says hard to read. Yes. She says she might. Eliza says you don't understand the question. So when people see you, do they have a hard time reading you? Like, do they not know whether or not you're happy or sad, or, what's going on in your mind? Are they kind of, wondering what you're thinking? Or do you wear your heart on your sleeve? Meaning people always know what you're thinking. People know immediately when they see you. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you upset? Are you, excited about something? So that's kind of what I mean by that. Inspire Me says heart on my sleeve unless I feel the person is trying to use it against me. Yeah. I'm definitely my heart on my sleeve. I love, expressing my emotions to people. Hey, Pandy's here, Candy. Good evening. Good evening to you. Welcome in, welcome in. I am doing my own special little twist for those of you all who came in late, I'm doing my own special twist on this either or challenge. I was challenged by Coach Sherri, who had this challenge created by GFree, one of the content creators that many of us know. And so I did it. I answered their questions, and now I kind of came up with my own for you all so that I could get to know you all a little bit better and bring this thing around to communication. So that's what we're doing tonight. I'm asking you all questions about some things. I have a few more. I'll be on for about 5 more minutes or so, and then we'll be heading out. Let's see. So Eliza Gill says she's hard to read. I definitely wear my heart on my sleeve. Vern's Junk Closet, heart on your sleeve. Yeah, I would absolutely say that. Pandy, we don't have an answer from her yet. Hey, Coach Sherri, how are you? Welcome. I just came back from out of town. No problem. No problem. Well, you'll have to catch the replay. I answered all the questions, and now I'm doing my own little version. I call it this version, Know Thyself Challenge. Know Thyself. So because we have to know ourselves and how we are if we're going to communicate with others. So we have to know who we are and, what we're about so that we can communicate with others. All right. So the next one is, are you private? Are you a more private person, or are you an open book? Are you an open book? I'm definitely an open book. I have to work at being private. My husband is very private. And so I have to be careful always, with this combination that we have. Eliza Gill says she's private. Thanks says it depends on the topic. Yes. Yes. I've learned to be cautious. I'll just say that I've learned to be cautious. I'm always willing to share, but I don't share everything with everyone. I have to feel like it's going to benefit their life in some reason, or I have to be called to speak into the person's life or share something personal about myself. So for sure, I would say I'm an open book, but I have learned to be cautious over the years with how open I am. Eve says it depends. All right. So do you prefer a love note, or would you prefer to hear a love song? Would you have someone prefer to have someone give you a love note, or would you prefer to have someone send you a love song? I definitely, I love both. I cherish the old love letters that I've gotten from my husband in our younger years. I think it's just funny to look back and think about what we thought about life and love back then. Coach Sherri says a love song. Yes. Positive says a love note. Okay. Love note. Eve says a love note all day. All day. She wants that love note. I love both. I love a love song. I love a love song too. My husband now sends me a lot of love songs, throughout the week. Sometimes he'll hear something and he'll send it to me. And I love it. I was like, oh, it just makes my heart melt. So yeah, I do love a beautiful love song too. I love both. I love both. Love note with a love song. Okay, Titus. Okay, I feel you. Sis, I hope you're taking notes here. I hope you're taking notes because your husband is telling you. All right, morning or late night conversation. Do you love morning or late night conversation? And let's see, I only have 4 more. So we're almost done here. I definitely am a morning person. I get up at 4:30 a.m. every morning, so I can talk early in the morning. Sometimes I have a hard time talking at night because I get sleepy. I get sleepy. Thanks says late night. Coach Sherri says my husband and I listen to a lot of old school love songs. Yes, we do too. Yeah, my husband and I used to go back and forth with seeing what we could pull out the vault. Like you're too young, and then tease each other about how too young we are to even know some of these old love songs that we love. So yeah, we both grew up. My husband and I both grew up with older parents. So like our dads are both my dad is passed on now, but his dad also, our dads are both in their 80s. So we grew up with that generation of songs being played in the house. So we know a lot of old, really old, love songs. Hey, cousin Paul, how you doing? Good to see you. Late night, but you will do mornings. Yeah, I love good morning conversation. I love, my mind is fresh. I'm usually pretty mellow. And so, yeah, I love morning conversation. Hey, Boss Life. How you doing, Boss Life? Yes, I do get up early. I do. I'm a morning person all day. All day. I will get up early all day. I love getting up early. It bothers me not at all. Okay, so here's the next one. I only have like 3 more. Color. Do you prefer to put color in your words, or do you keep it black and white? Okay. Do you use a lot of color in your words? A lot of, expletives, or do you keep it neutral? Try to keep it black and white. I definitely keep things black and white. I'm not a cusser. I don't typically use color in my words, but I know a lot of people do. So Positive says black and white. Okay. Coach Sherri says both. Yeah, black and white. Okay. Colors when necessary. I hear you. I have definitely used some color with friends. Okay, cool. I've definitely used some color in my life. Yeah, I get the right one. Whew, I have to just ask for forgiveness later. All right, the next one is, some of you all have already kind of answered this one. With your words, do you blurt it out, or do you choose your words carefully? When you have something on your mind, do you just blurt it out? Are you tend to be the person that doesn't have much of a filter, or do you choose your words carefully? Are you careful about your words? And I'm sure a lot of you will probably say this depends on the environment and who you're with. Well, color, if people don't understand. I can definitely see that, Boss Life. Okay, let me give this to you in a different way, because you don't seem to understand it the way I'm giving it to you. So let me use some words you may be more familiar with. I can see that, Boss Life, for sure. I can see that. Inspire Me says, choose carefully. Eve Believe says, try to choose my words. Vernstone Claus says, I blurt it out. Coach Sherri says, both. I'm a mother of 3. Yes, I can imagine. Choose your words. I definitely choose my words. I always choose my words, because, yeah, I'm always choosing my words carefully. But when I was younger, because I am Sagittarius, I'll say that when I was younger, I definitely blurted it out. I would always definitely just say what was on my mind. I didn't care what you thought about it, how you felt about it. I would just blurt it out. But as I've gotten older and healthier relationships has become more important to me, I choose my words so that I can maintain healthy relationships with my friends and my family. So for sure now, but I did not used to always be that way. So praise God for growth. And the second to the last one is, with people, do you typically believe them, or do you have the trust no one mentality? Do you believe them? Positive says she was the same way. You believe says Sagittarius. Yes, I know. I know you, my sister. I know you. We're kindred spirits. Okay, so with new people, do you typically believe them, or do you trust no one? Coach Sherri says you believe them. Yeah. I definitely believe people. I will always give people benefit of the doubt until they show me that they cannot be trusted. You show me you can't be trusted, then I'm no longer trusting you. You're going to have to prove to me that you need to be trusted. Boss Life says, I try to choose my words now. If they act like they don't know what I mean, well, then, that when I put it on you put it all on the table and tell it like it is. That's when you put it all on the table and tell it like it is. I hear you. Yes. I love you, Boss Life. You are hilarious. You are just so hilarious to me. I love you. I love your personality. Yes. Because I know you work really hard to be kind, but sometimes it just comes out and I just have to laugh, because I think that I totally understand. Positive Pusher says, trust you until you give me a reason not to. Yes. Coach Sherri says, believe until they prove otherwise. Yes. Eve says, you have to give me reason not to trust you. Yes. Okay. I believe them until they jump with the rope around the neck. I believe, yes, sometimes blurted out is necessary for safety. Yes, for sure. And it says, Boss Life says, well, I trust peeps until they show me their colors. Yes, absolutely. All right. And here is the last one. I thought I had another one. Let me see the last one. It was, do you prefer to be seen or heard? Do you prefer to be seen or heard? Do you prefer to be seen or heard? This is kind of hard, but I think I prefer to be heard. I think I prefer to be heard. Coach Sherri says heard. Thanks says heard. Okay. Heard. Positive push says heard. All right. Good deal. Okay. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be heard. Good. I know some people have a hard time feeling like they're not seen, like they're not even being seen. Like if no one takes notice of you, then it's hard for people to know that you're there, and if they don't know that you're there, then they don't acknowledge you. They don't even speak to you. So it just depends. Eve Belief says seen. My mom used to say, you don't have to be heard to be seen. Okay. Very good. I like that. I like that, Eve. I like that. Very good. All right, everyone, that was my Know Thyself questions, which was just an extension of Coach Sherri's and GFree's either or and why challenge. So I hope you all learned a lot about me tonight. I certainly learned a lot about you all. I hope you learned a lot about yourselves. We have to know these things about who we are, because the more we know ourselves, I'm glad you enjoyed it. The more we know ourselves, we are better able to teach others how to communicate with us. Sometimes when we don't know what we like or who we are or certain things about ourselves, then it's hard for us to express that to others. And if others don't know it, then of course they're going to approach us the wrong way. They're going to approach us at the wrong times. They're going to approach us, with the wrong things or with the wrong words. So if they don't know how we feel about certain things, if we don't know how we feel about certain things, then we're going to have a hard time expressing those things to others. And we can't expect someone else to know. We can't expect others to know about us when we don't even know these things about ourselves. So that was why I kind of came up with this. I wanted to make sure that this was still, an eye-opening yet fun experience for you all. Hey, Vernell. Vernell says, I have to watch the replay because I missed a lot of it, but I have a good weekend and a good Sunday, everybody. Yes, thank you. Stay safe. Eve says, nice challenge. We teach people how to treat us. Absolutely. Thanks says, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate you too. Thanks. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Thank everyone for participating. I'm going to say a quick prayer and then we'll be headed out of here. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Next Saturday, I will not be here. Just to give these quick announcements. I won't be next Saturday. It's Halloween and I don't celebrate Halloween, but I will be doing something with my kids so that they can enjoy something that evening, like a fall celebration is what we typically call it. So I won't be doing a live next Saturday night on Halloween night. And then tomorrow afternoon, I will be over on Terrence Trower's channel. He's doing a youth explosion online. So I'll be speaking over there. And then next week, I have my classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I do the ABCs of communicating, and we're doing R, S, and T. And then on Tuesdays, it's my tip, and Thursdays is my lesson. Everything comes out at 5 a.m. Monday through Friday, Central Standard Time. So, whenever you wake up in the morning, turn it on. You'll see my face there. So I appreciate you all so much. Thank you, Coach Sherri, for the challenge. Thank you for watching the replay. And I will say a quick prayer. And Candy, great conversation. Been listening while cleaning. Good deal. Good deal. All right, Father, thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this lesson of reveal tonight. Father, we need to know ourselves. We need to know who we are. We need to know who you created us to be. We need to know our strengths and our weaknesses and these little nuances about ourselves that help us to know who we are and how to communicate with others, and help us to teach others how to communicate with us. Father, I just thank you for the love and the grace and the mercy and all the different ways that you can teach us about who we are so that we can be a blessing to others. We learn about you, you let us know about you, and we're learning about ourselves. You reveal our gifts within us each and every day. So the more we learn about ourselves, the more we learn about you, because you are within us. That power that you obtain that of who you are lives within us. And the more we can get to know ourselves, the more we're ultimately getting to know you. So Father, thank you. Just pray that we allow us to live our authentic selves so that we can learn to be authentic and comfortable with who we are within ourselves, so that we can be authentic when we present ourselves to others. We love you. We thank you. I pray for everyone in this chat tonight. Be a blessing in their lives, comfort them, bless them, help them in any areas that they need help in, and especially in the areas of communication. I love you. I thank you. These things I ask in your son, Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. All right. I appreciate you all for being here. And I will see you, if not tomorrow, on Minister Terrence Trower's channel. I will be back here on Monday. All right. Y'all have a beautiful weekend, a wonderful night, and you all take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.